So I got to see you talk about the research paper, and your targets for the day were a thesis statement and the introduction for the paper, which I like seeing what you did because my students, and even for me personally, just doing the introduction is like the hardest part because they never know how to start or what they're going to say. So I like the fact that you looked at the thesis as something different, and then here's the stuff that you need in your intro to kind of back it up. Because a lot of my kids can do the thesis statement, okay, but they're like, what else is supposed to go in my introduction? So I really like what you did and how you set it up. I'll be starting research paper soon, so I took a lot out of what you did. But one of the things that I really liked, and I try to do this a lot because I think it's important to the kids, is that you told them the why. Like, why are we going over this today? You know, well, this is the purpose of this. This is the purpose of me explaining the introduction and the thesis. And so I think the kids like that a lot when we tell them this is why we're going to do what we're doing today. So they see the purpose. I like that. And then I like that you had them just come up with their own ideas at first to kind of see what you were working with. So they kind of free wrote on, what should you put in your introduction, what should be a thesis. So I made a little note that I really liked that a lot. And then you gave the kids a chance to share and kind of use what they came up with and then elaborated on that to the full class. So I really liked that a lot. I thought that was really good because you took their prior knowledge and then just added to wherever you needed to. So something else that I really liked was you had them come up with their own graphic organizer. One of my questions I had, because I didn't see it in the video, I guess, did you take them all up that day? And then, because I know you shared some, but did you collect them all and then go through them, I guess, and look at what they created for their intro and thesis?
Yeah, normally what they do is they have class record sheets, and Monday through Friday, whatever we do, whether it's bell ringers, grammar exercises, notes, questioning, they just keep their class record sheets dated.
Okay.
And so at the end of the week on Friday, they will take their class record sheets from the week and staple them and then turn them in on Friday.
Okay.
So they're getting like weekly feedback and not, sometimes we'll take them up daily. Sometimes we'll take them up daily, but usually it's a weekly thing. And I'll kind of spot check some things, or I'll look for understanding that they get this.
Okay.
And with the research papers, I'm always trying to figure out a different way to teach research papers because, like you said, there's always something that you feel like, I should have put more stuff here.
Right.
So I'm always changing up how I'm trying to start the process, thinking about writing and how it all comes together. And so I tried this. But normally they'll turn their record sheets in on Friday, and I'll take them up, and then I'll look at the feedback. I'll give them feedback, and then hand it back to them. And it's usually some minor grades.
Okay, I like that. So they might have their research paper stuff in with the vocab and with the literature, so it's all together. Okay.
You see what they're doing, and you see if they're taking notes. You can see if they're understanding what we're discussing. Right.
Okay,
So.
I like that. Okay, very good. Something else, I know you, and this might not have been just a part that I just didn't see when I was in your class or watching the video, but for the intros and thesis statements that they start, do you have them like started in class? You can kind of walk around and see what they're doing, and then is that something they turn in with their class record as well at the end of the week?
Yeah, we do, and this lesson was based on the I do, we do, you do
Okay.
kind of thing. So the part that I did was the example with the Jedi Knights, because I know all about Jedis.
I like that.
And and most of the kids can see how it's a good, example of starting broad and then narrowing down till you get to your thesis. And that's the I do. And the we do is we took the work that we'd already finished, that they're all familiar with, the Crucible.
Okay, yeah.
We'd finished that the week before.
Okay.
And I gave them a thesis, and I said, here's a simple thesis, now write the introduction. So they had to go back and do the broad introduction and narrow the introduction down to where it fit that thesis.
Okay, so you gave them.
Right.
Okay.
And then, so they did that.
Okay.
And of course, I'm walking around spot checking, and after that, we're sharing a few. So people are getting to hear examples, and we'll say, I like the way you started that. I like the way you started with Puritanism or with communism from the 50s. And then the you do part was when they individually write their introduction and thesis for their research paper. So that's the actual applicable part of the lesson that they are getting useful class time to write their own intro and thesis.
Okay.
We just started research papers.
I like that. Now, for the topics, do you let them choose ahead of time, or that day or do
I
you just
do.
kind of, okay, so
I do.
is it ones that you've assigned, I guess, and you pick out of those, or it's just kind of whatever you're thinking?
I give them examples, you know,
Okay.
as long as they're within our time period, and it's an American author,
Okay.
and it's a literary analysis. You know, and I make it clear, no historical papers, no book reports on Poe's life, or how Emily Dickinson was beaten as a child.
Right.
It's strictly a literary analysis. And they can analyze tone, they can analyze figure developments, they can talk about themes, they can character development, anything that's literary based. But they're free to pick, and I want them to pick because I want them to find something in their time period they can connect
That
with.
they like, exactly.
Otherwise, you're assigning them something